Hey everybody, welcome back again. This is layout 4 and the last of the 4 layouts from my Nests of Winter scrapbook workshop. I'm going to go through assembling it. As I stated before, the instructions, the digital directions for this workshop kit series is available, and you can purchase them. The information will be on my blog, which will be a link on the video description. There is in those directions are how to cut the paper to the sizes you're going to need for this, as well as how to assemble each of the layouts. So let's get started on layout 4. I am going to move my pieces off the side for the left-hand page, and I'm going to start with this and pull my right-hand page out of the way. Let's put this aside. So I added a little bit of foam adhesive on this photo because I'm going to make it a focal photo when I finish it. And so we're going to start with my background. This piece is going to go right up at the edge here, about a 1/2 inch down and up. And then my next piece is about a 1/4 inch to the left. I don't have the best eyesight lately, so I'm hoping it's lined up, but you never know with me and my eyesight. I have been having eye problems, which I'm hoping to get them resolved soon. So I do usually use a ruler when I'm scrapbooking on my own. And then I'm going to take my large birch bark piece and place this vertically. And I'm going to go about an inch and a half up from the bottom. And then I've got this, and I'm going to actually dovetail one end of this green stripe, and the tip, I've been told, when it works well, is cut up from the center and then cut in from the corners to that center line, and it gives you a nice clean dovetail. So I'm going to and this is going to go about a 1/2 inch up from the bottom of my birch bark piece. And then I'm going to start with this. These are all photo placeholders. They all have just a tiny bit of adhesive behind them. And I'm going to put them just about there, about a 1/4 inch in from the side of the page, about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 to a 1/4 inch up. And I'll put this piece above here. This is a 3x3. And then my focal photo. Take my foam adhesive off the back, and that's going to line that up with the bottom. And then my Cricut cut title, in the directions I include a link to the Cricut file for these titles for all 4 layouts, and also a link to the font. I did 2 fonts for all the titles. I did the same 2 just to give it a little bit of kind of uniformity. If you do this, but you can change these fonts to whatever you want. And I did add offsets to them all. And again, you don't have to do the offset if you don't want to. I did just because I tend to like to put a little bit of dimension, so I usually pop these up with some foam adhesive. And sometimes it's hard to do on the regular letters. So this is a script font I found online, and then this is just the Cricut Sans font. So, and I'm going to add my bird, and he is going to go just about here, and I'm going to tuck a few branches in under his feathers, under his wings. Just get my adhesive. I tend to do this. I don't know about the rest of you. This is a habit of mine. I'll put adhesive on a bunch of things, and then I'll put them down on my page. I don't know if you guys can let me know in the comments if this is a habit that you have or if this is just me. I'm not sure. And I've said before, I kind of work in threes when I do embellishments. Now, that is the left-hand page on this. And then my right-hand page. I'm going to just move my photos. Now, I'm going to want to make sure I line things up with the 2 pages. Well, actually, one thing I'm going to do this first before I forget is I'm going to dovetail this side as well. So I am going to pull my left-hand page over so that I can make sure I line up my papers as I start. Okay, so I'm going to just line up the pages together, top and bottom, so that this lines up. Okay, perfect. Yeah, one nice thing, I'm having a day for, this is the second time today being with you guys that I've run out of an adhesive. So, and I'll have to go down to my workroom, whoops, banged into my camera, later and get some adhesive refills. I'm grabbing what I've got available in my workroom up here. I have my crop room downstairs where I hold my day crops, and that's got my adhesive refills in it. I got to go down and pick some up. All right, let's get this on. I'll deal with that a little later. That way I can get this done and show you guys how this layout looks. And I'm going to use this to line up my birch strip across, and then my green striped. There we go. Okay. Put my photos. Now these I did a little bit differently. So about I'm still doing about an eighth to a quarter inch in. And I just want to make sure that these both fit on here. I've got one landscape 4x6 and one portrait 4x6. And yep, that lines up nicely. And then my 4x4. That goes here. And then I'll add my birds. One more. And he's about here. And then my little, tuck in my branches. Oops, move this over so you guys can see. There we go. Tuck a few of my branches in. All right. That. And here's this guy and him. And then on this one, I used some strips of the white paper that I cut for my journaling strips. And you could do any size, and there's many places on this layout you could put them. Actually, I think I'm going to move them over here. So this, just a couple strips here. And that is layout 4 from my Nest of Winter scrapbook workshop kit. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me.